friends, my name is Alexis, and today I'm going to be talking about 23 books that I would like to read in 2023. I know a lot of people have already done videos like this, and I'm definitely late to the party considering this video is probably going up in like February, but I still thought this would be like a fun bookish video to make because I just think videos like this are so fun. It's so easy to find new book recs, and also I think it'd be cool to be able to look back at the end of this year and be like, wow, I did or didn't succeed in reading all the books I mentioned. So I just feel like this will be a fun video, and I'm really excited to talk about all 23 books that I have to share with you guys today. So I have two sort of like sections of this video. The first is physical books, and then the second is books that are either on my Kindle or books that are just not out yet, so I don't have physical copies of them. But we're just going to start off strong. The first book on my list is Twisted Love by Anna Huang, and on that note, kind of just this whole series, but I'm only going to count one book by bringing up this one. I received this book from Valentine PR last year, and all I really know about this book and series is just how beloved they are on social media. Like, I have heard non-stop positive things and recommendations and encouragement about reading this series, and I wonder what the hype's about. I know that a lot of people say I think it's like the second or third book is their favorite, but I know that every single book has a lot of love for them, and since I've just been getting more into the romance genre, I thought it would be fun to want to try to read this book next year because it sounds good from what I remember it reading, it being about and stuff, and I just think it would be really fun to finally read this series and see what all the love and hype is about. In similar vein, in terms of it's hyped up and I want to read it, that is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I know that she has a either sequel or companion of this book coming out this year, so I do definitely want to get to this book before then. I bought this book at a Target. It literally still has the sticker on an impulse, I think sometime during my fall semester last year, because I'd heard good things and I wanted to read it. I think that it was The Summer I Turned Pretty but for adults, and I am a big fan of The Summer I Turned Pretty, so I thought this would be a really fun one to pick up and read. However, I just haven't gotten to it yet because since it's so snowy and wintry, I haven't really been in the mood for something I know is going to be very distinctly summer vibes. So this book is definitely going to be on my radar as soon as it starts getting a little sunny and warmer. It's just so cold here that's I don't even want to read about the beach. I don't even care if a book is in the summer. I'm just not looking for a book with summery vibes, if that makes sense. But I'm excited to read this one just because I know it's so beloved. It sounds really good. It's about our two main characters who I think kind of have a second chance romance where they grew up knowing each other, and it's through 6 different summers you learn about their story and stuff. And I just know that this book is very, very beloved on social media, and I'm looking forward to reading it. And kind of the same, I didn't realize how many of these books are books that I have because they're just so hyped up and stuff, but the next one is actually Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I very recently hauled this book, and I am looking forward to reading it. But again, I think this one is just I feel like these are all so hyped up on bookish social media, which is why I got them, and I am really hoping to read them this year. But I am actually already a big fan of Christina Lauren. I've read a decent amount of their work, and after this one got its beautiful new cover, I just knew I wanted to pick it up and read it because I honestly just think that this new pretty pink illustrated edition is stunning. All I really know about this book is I think that's told in a dual timeline, and it's about our main characters. It's a second chance romance. I think they knew each other in high school and fell in love in high school, and then they get a chance as adults to have a second chance romance. All right. We're just sticking on this trend of hyped up books. I don't know, man. I don't know why. But the next one is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I feel I started off with a bunch of books that were unintentionally ones I feel are really popular on TikTok and on booktube and stuff. But I'm very excited about this one. Lucy Score, I was inspired to read her books because she's doing a signing in my state in February. However, I don't think I'm going to be able to go because of school and such, but that really motivated me to be oh, I want to read her books in case I do ever get to go to that signing or just meet her, and I received this book for Christmas. I didn't really realize how chonky this is, but oh well. I'm really excited to read this, and again, I know there's a sequel to this one coming out in 2023, so I want a chance to get to this before the next book comes out. This book, from what I know about it, is it's about our main character, Naomi. She's running away from her life, and her evil twin leaves her with a niece she didn't even know she had. I think it's set in a small town, and then our main guy isn't really into him. I feel I've heard it's Sunshine Grumpy, and I just thought this book is so well loved, and a lot of people say it's very beautiful and emotional, and I'm really excited to give Lucy Score a try this year because I haven't read any of her books before. The next book is one that I definitely think I'm going to get to this year, and that is The Mistake by Elle Kennedy. I very, very recently read The Deal by Elle Kennedy, which I actually did a reading vlog for in case you're interested, and I went out and bought a copy of The Mistake after I finished, or like while I was during reading it, because I just knew I wanted to keep going with this series. I have very mixed feelings about the series, kinda. It's like I really enjoyed the first book, but there were also just so many like little moments and lines that the main guy character said that like gave me an ick, and I was just like, that's not okay. And I've been warned by a few people who have read the series that those lines will continue to pop up from different characters and things, and just to expect that. But nonetheless, I still think I do want to try to keep giving the series a try, like book by book, and seeing how I feel about it. So I got The Mistake. And this one's about John Logan and this girl named Grace. And essentially, when Grace was a freshman, they like almost hooked up, but she was like, never mind. And it's like a second chance romance between the two of them when they meet up again later in college. And I think this one, I have hopes. It is a little smaller than the first book too, so I think this one will be a very quick read because the first one was already very fast and this one is even shorter than that one was. Alright, another romance book I would like to read is The Godparent Trap by Rachel Van Dyken. This one I bought on a whim because it was at the Barnes & Noble like half off table. I love the Barnes & Noble like buy one, get one, 50% off table. And there was a different book that I really wanted, and then this one also sounded really good, so I picked this one up, but I haven't yet actually read it. And I really want to prioritize reading the books I already own or like have been on my TBR for extended periods of time this year, which is why I really want to get to The Godparent Trap. This one is about our main character, Colby. She's a popular food blogger and she's having a very good time in her life. She doesn't really put down roots or anything, she's going with the flow. And then we have an accountant named Rip, who is a like strict, rigid planner, and unfortunately there is a accident that results in them both losing people who are close to them, and they are the godparents of those two people's children, so they have to all of a sudden team up to become godparents. So it has like a little forced proximity vibe and stuff, and opposites attract, maybe Sunshine Grumpy, because all of a sudden they're having to learn how to co-parent two kids together. I know this book is going to be sad because it has to deal with some sad topics about the two characters passing, but I still am really excited to read this one. I feel like, based on the reviews I have seen, that this is going to be a very fun read. Next is a book I've also bought recently. I'm trying to read the books I'm buying, so I bought this one recently, and that is Two Wrongs Make a Right by Chloe Liese. I got this actually in my last book haul, but I want to get this one sooner than later, like I want to get to it. This one sounds so cute. It is a fake dating story about our main two characters. Their names are Jamie and Bia, and essentially their friends like trick them into going on a date together, even though they've like endlessly done like, we don't like each other, we're not going on a date. So they get tricked to go on a first date together, and they're like, you know what, we're gonna fake date, and then we're gonna break up, and then everyone will just leave us alone about trying to like set us up together. So like that's their plan, but then obviously they fall in love. I saw this thing on TikTok about how like she doesn't like vegetables, and he like makes her vegetable broth, so she'll like have vegetables in her diet, and I just like, that's a very bad description of that TikTok, but that TikTok was so cute sounding, and it really made me want to pick this book up, because also my boyfriend's sister read it and really liked it, so I'm really excited to read this one. It sounds so cute. My next book I want to read is Water Under the Bridge by Kels and Denise Stone. I won this one in a giveaway from the authors last year, and I really want to get to it because I just think it sounds so good. I also want to say thank you to the authors, by the way, for the giveaway, because I am really excited to read this. It was like a dual giveaway with Icebreaker by Hannah Gray, so I won both copies of the books, and I'm really excited about this one. If I haven't said that like 20 times. So it's an office romance, and they work in an oceanic research group, and I think that the main guy, Luca, is like rich, handsome, alpha male vibes, while Avery is more like doing this because it's her passion. And the authors recently posted a TikTok of this book about how like the girl complains that there's not good coffee at the office, so he buys her like a $5,000 like coffee machine. Y'all, like I already wanted to read this book, but like hearing that, I was like, yes please. Like I am a coffee girl, and gift giving is my love language. So if like a man showed up and gave me a $5,000 coffee machine, like that's like marriage material. Like this book just sounds really good, and I'm really excited to read this. And I want to say thank you again to Kels and Denise for hosting the giveaway. I am really looking forward to reading this. Next on my list is These Deadly Games by Diana Urban. I have very recently read another book by Diana Urban and enjoyed it. I've read 2 of her 3 published novels, and I've really liked them. So I really want to get to this one. This was her second novel. I think it came out sometime last year, and I was so kindly sent a copy by Wednesday when it released, and I still haven't read it, which I'm so embarrassed by because I really do want to read this. This is a YA thriller, and in my experience, Diana knocks it out of the park with these. So, like, I don't know why I haven't read this yet, but it is a, like, game-based YA thriller. So essentially, they have 24 hours, the main characters, to play this game. And if they break the rules, the main character's younger sister dies. If they call the police, the main younger sister's character dies. And if you tell your parents or anyone else, she dies. So, like, the main character's sister is kidnapped. She has to play this game. And if they, like, break any of the rules, the main character's little sister dies. It sounds really high stake and really interesting. And I am really excited to pick this up just because I know what Diana Urban knocks out of the park. And I do really love a good YA thriller. Okay, the last physical book I have that's not an ARC is Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I recently, very, very recently picked this up. I haven't even talked about this book on my channel yet. While I was out book shopping, I sold some books, and then I bought this with the, like, the credit I got for selling some books. I just know that this book is so beloved on, like, just bookish social media in general, and when I read this description of it, it sounded good, so I thought it would be really fun. I've been very into reading romance series, and series where it's, like, the subsequent books follow the same characters or, like, characters who appeared in the first book. So this one just sounded good since I know it is, like, the start of a long series. This is about our main character, Lily Calloway, who has a big secret, and that is that she is a sex addict, and then she is fake dating a guy named Lauren Hale, who is addicted to booze, and essentially, like, the top tagline is, like, she's addicted to sex, he's addicted to booze, the only way out is rock bottom. This book, I think, is going to, like, emotionally wreck me, and also be fantastic, and I'm very interested in reading this and just seeing what all the excitement and love and hype is about. And I do have 2 arcs, physical arcs, that I do want to read this year because they come out this year. This one is Always Isn't Forever by J.C. Cervantes. This one is marketed as for fans of You've Reached Sam. It's about our main 2 characters, Hart and Ruby. Hart drowns, that's the guy, while trying to save a kid, and he is given a second chance at life and love when he is placed into the body of one of their classmates and has to try to win Ruby back over. And then the other one is You Wouldn't Dare by Samantha Markham. Y'all, I love Miss Markham. Her first book, her debut novel, was so good. This is a summer YA contemporary novel that is said to be Gilmore Girls means you have a match, and it's about our main 2 characters, Juniper? Our main 2 characters, Juniper and Graham, who kissed, and then, like, their friendship ended afterwards, and it's a second chance romance about them finding each other again over the summer. So thank you so much to Penguin and to Wednesday Books for sending me these arcs. I really want to read these, and I want to get to them before they come out. This one, the Always Isn't Forever, comes out in June, and then You Wouldn't Dare comes out in March, and I am really excited for both of these. So the first book for online or ebooks or books I don't own yet is The Flasher by Beth O'Leary. This book has literally been on my TBR for multiple years at this point, and I feel like it is such a beloved and, like, classic staple romance book on bookstagram, and I just want to read it. This book is about our main 2 characters, Tiffy and Leon, and essentially Tiffy and Leon share an apartment and a bed, but they never see each other because, like, Tiffy works during the day, Leon works at night, so they have these opposite schedules, so they can share an apartment successfully without literally ever running into each other. But then things change when I think the main character, like, loses her job or something, and they actually do end up being, like, having to, like, run into each other and deal with the fact that they do, in fact, share an apartment together. This book recently got a TV show adaptation, and I really want to get to the book before I look into the show or anything like that. Okay, the next book I have starts my long list of NetGalley arcs that I'm hoping to read this year because, y'all, it is frankly embarrassing how behind on NetGalley arcs I am. I feel even just guilty, like, admitting how behind I am, but one of my goals for this year is to really catch up on those arcs, so I want to include them in this video since I do really want to get through them this year. The first one I have is The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I have read pretty much everything Ashley Poston has written in terms of her young adult work, so I am looking forward to reading her dipping her toes into adult. The most I really know about this is that it is a romance between our main character, who I think is a ghostwriter, and then our male main character is a literal ghost. And that's, like, all I know about it. I think I saw one of my favorite booktubers, I think it was Riley Marie, did, like, a reading of this and really enjoyed it. So I have very high hopes because I also just think Ashley Poston is a great writer. I even got to meet her, actually, in 2019 before the pandemic started, and she was, like, literally the sweetest. And I really want to keep reading her books and support her since I have enjoyed her books before and because this book just sounds good. The next book I have is Vegan Again by Emma Lord. This one actually literally came out today as I'm filming, January 24th, and I'm a big fan of Emma Lord, historically speaking. Tweet Q is literally one of my all-time favorite books. Highly recommend, and I've enjoyed every book I have read from her, but I feel like as I've been aging up, the more and more I've been leaning away from YA contemporary, and the more I've been looking towards adult, which is fine. I still like to read YA, but it just hasn't been my cup of tea as frequently. I feel like I don't reach for it as much as I used to, so I haven't yet picked this one up. All I really know about it is that it has to do with our main character. She like transfers school, and like she's like supposed to be like with her boyfriend, but then her boyfriend transfers to her school, and then like she falls in love with someone else, and I don't really know. I love that the title is like a Taylor Swift reference, but honestly I don't know a lot about this one, but I do know that I want to read it because I feel like anything Emma Lord writes is something that I'm going to enjoy. Next up is The Nanny by Lana Ferguson. I literally screamed when I got the approval for this book. Y'all, I'm so excited. This book comes out in April, and it's one that I've been really excited for a long time. I follow the author on Instagram, and I've been following her updates since long before ARCs became available, so like I cannot wait to read this. This is about our main female character, who was essentially on OnlyFans. I don't know if they call it OnlyFans in the book, but she was an OnlyFans girl, and she stops working there like for OnlyFans and takes up a nannying gig, only to realize that the guy she is nannying for is actually someone who used to subscribe to her OnlyFans. And she realizes that like, oh, he was my biggest subscriber, but he doesn't realize it was her. So it's like this tension, and then obviously they also have like a romance. This sounds phenomenal, and it's out April 11th. Thank you so much, Berkeley, for approving me for an arc of this one. I am really looking forward to reading this one. Next is another romance book from Berkeley that I just got approved for, and that is Business or Pleasure by Rachel Lynn Solomon. I am a massive fan of Rachel Lynn Solomon. I've read pretty much every book she has written, and this one sounds really, really good. She said it's the smuttiest book she has written yet, so I'm very intrigued by like what this is going to be like. I'm pretty sure it's like famous person times normal person, but like the normal person's like an actual ghostwriter, and she's going to go ghostwrite the main male character's like book or something. So they like meet up and they hook up, and he's not as good in bed as he thought he was. So then they have like a mixed lesson thing while they like meet up to like work on the book and teach him how to like get down. This is just what I vaguely remember the synopsis being like, but I'm really excited for this one because like again, Rachel is one of my all-time favorite authors, and I just think the concept of this book sounds really great, and the new cover is like beyond stunning. I'm so excited. I feel like I just keep saying, I'm so excited, but like I genuinely am very excited. Next is another Berkeley romance book because Berkeley has been spoiling my Kindle and I need to get reading, and that is The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. This is out on March 14th, and y'all, I love Lynn Painter. We already know. I've done so many Lynn Painter videos on this channel. I am really excited for this one. It is a follow-up to Mr. Wrong Number, where the male main character is actually the female main character from that book's brother, so it's like the spin to like that character's story, and him and a girl named Hallie essentially hook up, and she is like, never again. I'm tired of hitting rock bottom. I'm gonna get my life together. And those two then, after they hooked up, meet again like on Tinder essentially, and they decide we're not gonna date, but we're gonna plan our dates at the same restaurant, and then if it goes bad, we'll go get like tacos after and hang out. And then they fall in love. This just sounds so cute, and I love Lynn Painter, so I know I'm gonna love that book. Then we also have The Reunion by Kayla Olson. Thank you so much to the Atria Books for providing me with an arc of this one. This one just came out on January 17th. I've previously read a few books by this author that were young adult, so I'm really interested in seeing her adult take. This is another book where it's like I'm a little behind and I would like to read it sometime soon. This is a second chance romance between two co-stars who used to have a like TV show together, and they're meeting up to film like the reunion or like do a reunion event, and they have a second chance romance together. The next one is actually the longest standing book on my Kindle, and that is Goddess in the Machine by Laura Beth Johnson. This book literally came out in 2020. I own a physical copy. I don't even have to read the Kindle copy. I own a physical copy, and I still haven't read it. It's the oldest book on my Kindle, and I just think it is embarrassing. It is like a YA sci-fi fantasy sort of book, and it's a duology. I also own the second book. So I think at some point during this year, I really just want to like sit down and binge this series, book 1 and book 2, and get this book off my freaking neck alley, because I hate that it's been sitting there so long. I never meant for it to be there that long, and I just really want to get this book read this year. My final 2 books, by the way, are one hasn't come out, and then the other one's actually on its way to me. The one that hasn't come out is Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. This is the sequel to When in Rome, which is one of my all-time favorite reads, literally ever, which was a really cute romance, and this one follows the main guy character in that book's sister named Annie. Annie owns a flower shop, and she like It's like a Grumpy Sunshine moment, I think, because like the main guy is like a bodyguard and then she's like a floral shop owner. I cannot wait for this book. I would literally do anything for an arc. It comes out on May 2nd. I will do anything. Like on the off chance Dell Books is watching, I would do anything for this book because I love Sarah Adams so much and I cannot wait to read more about Rome, Kentucky because y'all, One in Rome was one of my all-time faves. I cannot wait to read this. Okay, and the final book of my 23 is The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. I very recently read, oh my gosh, what's it called? The first book in that series by Stephanie. Oh no. Oh, Once Upon a Broken Heart, which is like a spin-off of her very popular Carnival trilogy. And I recently read the first book, Once Upon a Broken Heart, and I really liked it. I think I gave it 4 stars. I've heard that the second book is like even better than the first book. And since it is my first week back at college, I decided to treat myself and order a copy since it was literally 50% off on Amazon. So that should be coming in very soon. And I know I'm going to read that this year, but I'm putting on this list since the third book also comes out this year. And I want to make sure I do keep up with the series. I have a bad habit of reading like the first book, buying the second book and not getting to it, or just like not keeping up with series. So I'm putting this on my list of 23 books I would like to read because I want to make sure I get to it. Alright friends, so those are the 23 books I would like to read in 2023. I feel like I talked so fast in this video, but I hope you enjoyed watching today's video. I hope that you maybe found some new books you're interested in reading. If you've read any of these If you have read any of these books or have anything you want to talk about with them, feel free to comment below or DM me on Instagram. My handle is right here. I always read my DMs. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe if you want to see any more similar content, or if you would like to see me probably read most of these books in reading vlogs throughout the year, then definitely don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so happy that you made it to the end of the video if you're here. Yeah, and thank you. I hope that you are having a fantastic 2023, and I would love to know what books you guys would like to read in 2023. So, thank you again for watching, and bye!